by Saruman. All of that was followed by Theoden. So Theoden says, "We will have peace." And several of the riders cry out gladly. They think, yes, he's listening. "Yes, we will have peace," says Theoden, "when you and all your works have perished, and the works of your dark master to whom you would deliver us. You are a liar, Saruman, and a corrupter of men's hearts. Even if your war on me was just, as it was not." Notice, he uses the language of a just war, which ought to be foreign to Middle-earth, seeing as it was first formulated by St. Augustine, the Christian bishop of Hippo, Egypt. "Even if your war on me was just, as it was not, for were you 10 times as wise, you would have no right to rule me and mine for your profit as you desired. Even so, what will you say of your torches in Westfold, and the children that lie dead there?" Because Saruman did not attack a military target. He attacked a defenseless town or community. "And they hewed Hama's body before the gates of the Hornburg after he was dead." Tolkien is suggesting the body is sacred. You don't do anything to the body once someone has died. That it is against the quote-unquote laws of war to hack the dead. "When you hang from a gibbet at your window for the sport of your own crows, I will have peace with you in Orthanc. I fear your voice has lost its charm." The riders of Rohan, look up at Theoden, and they think their master's voice is harsh and everything. And then Saruman just is filled with rage and says, "Gibbets and crows? Dotard! What is the house of Errol but a thatched barn where brigands drink in the reek and their brats roil on the floor among the dogs? Too long have they escaped the gibbet themselves." He goes on like that. But then he catches himself and he addresses Gandalf. "But you, Gandalf, for you at least I'm grieved, feeling for your shame." What shame? The shame that Gandalf must feel in hanging around with people, people like Theoden and Eomer and Gimli. Gandalf says, "Huh, what? What do you have to say to me?" Or perhaps unsay. And then Saruman just pours on all the charm, all of his power into his voice. And he asks Gandalf, "Will you not consult with me? Will you not come up?" And we're told everyone is so moved by the power that Saruman exerted in this last effort that none that stood within hearing were unmoved. That is, even Gandalf was moved, though not persuaded. Theoden thinks Gandalf will betray us. He'll go and we'll be lost. And then Gandalf laughs. And Gandalf says, "Understand one another? I fear I am beyond your comprehension." What does he mean by that? By becoming Gandalf the White, by becoming pure, by becoming whole, he is something Saruman cannot even contemplate. But then Gandalf offers Saruman a second chance. He says, "Will you not come down? Will you not come down?" And Saruman says no. And Gandalf says, "You do not need to fear for your skin," page 582. "I do not wish to kill you or hurt you, which you would know if you truly understood me." Okay? He gives Saruman the conditions under which he can leave Orthanc. Saruman doesn't trust him and leaves. And page 583, Gandalf commands Saruman to come back. And says in a commanding voice, "Come back, Saruman. I did not give you leave to go. I have not finished. You have become a fool, Saruman, and yet pitiable. You might still have turned away from folly and evil and have been of service. But you choose to stay and gnaw the ends of your old plots. Stay then." And then he says, "Behold, I am not Gandalf the Grey whom you betrayed. I am Gandalf the White, who has returned from death. You have no color now, and I cast you from the order and from the council. And what he means by that is Saruman is no longer a wizard. He changes, as it were, Saruman's nature. Takes away his color entirely. And he raises his hand, and he breaks Saruman's staff with the power of his voice. Grima throws out the Palantir. Pippin picks it up. And we get to chapter, the Palantir. And we see what Pippin does when he exchanges it with a rock and looks into it. And then Gandalf questions him and says, page 594, talking to Pippin, you have been saved, and all your friends too, mainly by good fortune, as it is called. You cannot count on it a second time. Why does he say as it is called? Because what do we think of fortune today? We tend to call it chance. Gandalf is saying, it's not chance. What is it that has saved Pippin? It's the same thing that intended for Frodo to have the ring. It's the same power at work that intended Bilbo to have the ring. And he gives the Palantir to Aragorn, and he bows as he presents it, and says, receive it, Lord, in earnest of other things that shall be given back. Okay? So Gandalf and Pippin then leave. Gandalf needs to get Pippin as far away from the Palantir as he can, because he knows he'll be tempted by it. And at page 597, Gandalf says that possibly Feanor even made the Palantir, which if you go back and read in the appendices, you find out Feanor did, in fact, make the Palantir. Okay? Takes us to the second half of the Two Towers. Now look where we begin. Frodo and Sam. We've left them behind for all of the first half of the Two Towers. Now we pick up with Frodo and Sam, and we're going to stay with Frodo and Sam for the remainder of the Two Towers. And we get the taming of Smeagol, which I don't want to talk about, other than they witness they witness Gollum coming down, and we hear Gollum on page 613, cautious, my precious, more hasteless speed. We mustn't risk our neck, must we, precious? No, precious Gollum. We hate it. Master, shiver lighted his spies on us, princess. It hurts our eyes. Where is it? Where is it, my precious, my precious? It's ours, it is, and we want it. The thieves, the filthy little thieves. Where are they with my precious? Curse them, we hate them. Okay. Frodo and Sam capture Gollum. Sam gets the rope on him, the elvish rope. Frodo shows Gollum sting, and Gollum just falls like dead on the ground. Completely becomes peaceful. And Sam asks, bottom of 614, well, what are we going to do with it? Tie it up so as it can't come sneaking after us? Gollum, but that would kill us, cruel little hobbitses, tie us up in the cold hard lands and leave us Gollum. Frodo says, no. If we kill him, we must kill him outright. And they keep talking. And Sam says, he means to harm us, I'll warrant. Frodo says, what he means to do is another matter. In other words, Frodo agrees, yeah, Gollum probably does intend us harm. But what he intends to do and what he is doing are two different things. And suddenly, Frodo remembers his conversation with Gandalf. And Frodo hears, what a pity that Bilbo did not stab the vile creature when he had a chance. Pity? Gandalf asks. It was pity that stayed his hand, pity and mercy, not to strike without need. I do not feel any pity for Gollum. He deserves death. Deserves death? I dare say he does. But now that Frodo has seen Gollum, he does feel pity for him. And so he decides not to kill him. Sorry, needed to close a door. So, they agree to keep Gollum, and Gollum promises to swear on the precious.